The latest DLC for Grand Theft Auto Online has brought quite a lot to the table. Not only do we have a new way to fast travel, which are the tunnels all the way in the basement of the garment factory, we also have very cool additions to the game. For example, 50 vehicles now feature a missile lock-on jammer, which I've already made a video talking about. But today, we are here to talk about another vehicle, which got a huge update, and it makes it, in my opinion, the best vehicle available in Grand Theft Auto Online for many reasons. And I'll be breaking into all of them in today's video. As always, if you enjoy this type of content, and you'd like to see more like it, 95% of the people that watch my videos are not subscribed. So, pressing that subscribe button helps out the channel, especially because I'm going to be pumping out a lot more update videos, so make sure to stay tuned. So let's start off with a business which, at least in my eyes, is now pretty dang worthless, and that is the arcade. Now, yes, I know that there are some people that like to do the casino heist, and if you do, then the arcade is still a great way to earn money. But for a player like myself, who mainly plays solo, the casino heist is not my most profitable way of earning money. It's actually the Cayo Perico heist. So I don't really need to do the Diamond Casino. And because of that, the only reason you'll ever see me entering my arcade is mainly because of the Master Control Terminal. The Master Control Terminal is great. It allows you to access all of the older businesses in the game. If I want to access my bunker, I register as a CEO, I click on the website, and I buy supplies. Okay, there you go. I've done my bunker. Now I want to raise my nightclub popularity. I go over to Resident DJ, and I swap between DJs. So I can do the Black Madonna, and then I can do Solomon, and then I can do Black Madonna again, then Solomon. And if you take a look at my nightclub popularity bar at the top, we can see how it's missing about, I don't know, maybe 40% of it. If we leave the page and we go back on, we can see rebooking DJs has increased it to now 100%. This is great. I can also manage all of my motorcycle club businesses from here. If I wanted to do air freight cargo, I can do it from here. In general, the ability to manage all of your businesses from one screen is incredibly useful and makes life very easy. However, there is now a vehicle which is able to do the exact same thing, and that is the Terabyte. In the latest update of the game, Rockstar added a bunch of upgrades to the Terabyte, which is inside the garment office. These upgrades include the Master Control Terminal, which I just showcased on the arcade. There is also the ability to put a missile lock-on jammer, a silent running mode, meaning that when you're basically sitting still on the Terabyte, you are invisible to anybody around the map. These are all huge upgrades. There's also a collectible scanner, not that anybody cares. It's $1.4 million, and all it does is play like a hot and cold with collectibles that you might not have grabbed around the map. It is a waste of time, a waste of money. Do not buy it. You will earn a lot more if you simply just focus on grinding rather than, you know, spending $1.4 million on a collectible scanner. So we can see my Terabyte parked in the garment factory here. To park it in the garment factory, you can either request it or drive it in. It's pretty easy to do. And now we are going to hop into the Modify tab. So we have all the normal upgrades for the Terabyte, right? We got transmission, we've got suspension. I'm actually surprised I never upgraded my Terabyte. It looks like I just painted it and called it a day. But yes, you can do all the normal upgrades here. However, it gets better because now we have the Bureau Tech tab. So as you can see, we have the collectible scanner, which as I mentioned is useless. We have silent running mode, a missile lock-on jammer, and there it is, the Master Control Terminal. The Master Control Terminal is $500,000. And that is way cheaper than a lot of other upgrades. That's honestly so cheap when you think about it. And I think it is more expensive if you don't own it already, but still very cheap. We're going to put on the missile lock on jammer. We can also put on silent running mode. You can have all three active at once. So it's not like the Avenger where you're only able to have one of the two. This one, while you're sitting still, you're invisible to the radar with your Terabyte, and you can also have a missile lock-on jammer. And this is active the entire time. And I should mention that the Terabyte can survive upwards of 30 explosions. So it's not like you're going to have to worry at all about being taken out. So if we exit the vehicle workshop and we go outside with our Terabyte, we can actually see the Master Control Terminal if we enter it. Now, I didn't realize this originally, but essentially what the Master Control Terminal does is it's a separate button from the main one. So you can still access the main tab just by going on the touchscreen. I'm not even sure why they have the touchscreen, because you obviously just want to go to the Master Control Terminal. But here we can do air freight cargo, vehicle cargo, gun running supplies. So you can still do all the things here, but it's a lot easier to now go back onto the screen and press the X button, or if you're playing on PlayStation, the square button, and now you are able to access, there it is, the master control terminal. All of this available right inside of your Terabyte. This simply makes the Terabyte the best business, or not business, but should I say hub in the game. The fact that you are able to access every other one of your businesses through this, and not only that, but the new Garment Factory and Acid Lab are able to be accessed through the phone. It basically means that, yeah, all you need now is a Terabyte. Especially, I should mention, because you can literally get your Oppressor Mark II right out of the back of the Terabyte, meaning that you can just do whatever mission it is you need to, fly over there, use your Oppressor Mark II, blah, 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 and then as soon as you finish with that, head right back over to the Terabyte, hop back in, and then move on. Now, one big mention of advice that I need to give you: do not start special cargo on the Master Control Terminal tab. I should let you know this now. Through the Master Control Terminal tab, special cargo can give you the Lupe missions. It's just something that Rockstar has added. But you cannot get the Lupe missions if you do the normal touchscreen monitor. So what that means is if you're going to source cargo, source special cargo through the main page still. It's going to be a lot easier. Also, if you want to get the trade price on the Oppressor Mark II, you're going to have to do client jobs here. Very easy to do, and they will give you a decent amount of money in the process. I should also mention the Terabyte has a Mark II workshop, so you can upgrade any weapons that you want here, which is obviously pretty dang sweet. You can mess around with all these upgrades. Wow, I didn't know I had all my Mark II weapons upgraded. That's actually, that's pretty crazy. But yeah, it's great. You can access everything you need to now from the Terabyte. And I should also mention the Terabyte has a freaking missile launcher. I'm not sure if this is here. This might be the drones, but I think this is the missiles. Let's see. Yes, the multi-lock-on battery. So if you enter this screen here, you can go onto the turret station, and it launches a massive turret on the back, which can literally shoot missiles. And by the way, these have some of the craziest distance in the game. If you're actually able to get this thing lined up on like a hill or something, I've seen many times where people will use these missiles and just demolish. But yeah, the fact that you can also shoot missiles out of the Terabyte is super, super useful. The best way to do it is literally park it on a ledge. That way you can aim down and it's a lot easier. But yeah, I mean, there's really not much else to say about the Terabyte, apart from the fact that it's like the best vehicle in the game now. It can do everything. And the best part about the Terabyte is that you don't need to fast travel. When going to my arcade, what I normally do is I go to preferences and then I'll scroll until I see the arcade in the interaction menu, and then I will set my spawn location there. Then I will access all of the stuff I need to. But let's say, for example, I don't know, I'm somewhere across the map. How about I set my spawn location? Yeah, the arcade is a great example. My arcade is located all the way off in Grapeseed, just because of the fact I don't use this account much. I bought the arcade and then didn't really ever upgrade. But let's say, for example, I'm over here, and I've just finished some sort of job, I finished some sort of mission, and I don't want to load into a new lobby to restock my businesses. Maybe I'm playing with friends, maybe I'm in a public lobby and I'm in a good lobby, so I don't want to leave that session. Well, the arcade, you'd have to go all the way over to the arcade depending on where you are. But with the Terabyte, that is no longer required. If you simply go to service vehicles, and obviously you just go right to the Terabyte tab, you can request it. Also, some people don't know this, but you can go and request your Oppressor Mark II as well in the Terabyte tab menu, making it very easy to get your Oppressor Mark II out. You can see it will spawn just like any vehicle. So you can request your Terabyte and Oppressor Mark II, and then it's very easy to just take your Oppressor and fly it right over to the Terabyte. And as we can see, it has spawned my Terabyte literally 0.4 miles away. So this is why the Terabyte is really just insane. If anybody has questions or comments, let me know in the description. But yeah, I don't know what else to say. It's just an incredible vehicle. It's always been decent, especially for special cargo sourcing, but now that you have the ability to do everything else, it's insane. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye!